Hey guys, thanks for joining me once again. It's been so long, it's been a minute. I know, I apologize. We've been super focused on our podcast, The Perfect Cocktail, which you can find on Spreaker, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Yes, those are the ones. Our whole podcast is tailored around being virtual bartenders. So our listeners will give some kind of, example or problem or scenario that they're going to, and then we create the perfect cocktail. So we just got done doing an episode, and we created this lovely mojito. And each and every time I'm gonna pop over with my drink, get a little loose with the YouTube fam, and be a little bit more transparent, a little less politically correct, if you ask me. So here I am, and again, those will always be released simultaneously. So if you do want to check that out, again, you can find it on Spreaker, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Let's get right into this video. As you can tell by the title, this is called white privilege versus black privilege. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on white privilege because, in all honesty, I'm doing this for the black people. This is like a conversation, but it's like from me to you with all my heart, because I don't really want to focus on the white people. I want to focus on us and our privilege and what we can do with that. But to very quickly just wrap up white privilege, I mean, if you don't know, then I don't think we should be having this conversation, in all honesty. If you're still in denial, that's like your own issues you're going through. Mass incarceration / prison sentences, not like white people as a whole, just like not being scary in the sense that like no one's gonna call the police on them. No one's gonna like run the other way when a group of like white girls or white guys are walking down. So, that's a privilege in itself. And obviously the being able to express like in any kind of way you want. I do have a white friend. I'm all one. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I have a white friend that is like, I absolutely enjoy how he expresses himself. I'm a little jealous because he gets to be like, oh, ha, 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 and like makes fun of people and just like, but it's like chalked up as a good time. You're like, oh, look at him having a grand old time. And I'm like, oh, if I were to do that though, they would be like, oh, she's so ratchet. Like, look at her. And I'm like, look, I can't express myself. I can't be crazy. Moving on from the white people, and let's get into the black privilege. I am going to start off with like, like the little nice wins to the like, yeah, we can do something with this, okay? So, let me take a sip of this very quickly. Good. I like that. We're gonna start this off with the rhythm. I promise you guys that is a privilege, and I will tell you why. I'll give you a career, why it's a thing, and then like a just fun out and about. As a model, I promise you, like my runway walk is on point, and I didn't really, and I get compliments on it, and I didn't really put it together. It took me a while until someone was like you are always on beat, like you just feel the music. And I was like, oh my God, I do. I think it's because I'm black. And even to the point where like if I'm listening to something walking down the street, I catch myself and I'm like, okay, let me like calm down, because right now I look like I'm headed somewhere. I'm like, yeah. I think that's like super cute. It's a privilege. Just yesterday I went to a Greek festival. I did the whole damn thing, you guys. I was holding hands with them, and we were like going in a circle, and we were like moving our feet in all kinds of ways. I didn't know what the hell was happening, but I did catch on to this like 1-2 back step thing, right? So I was like, oh, feet everywhere, not knowing, 1-2 back step. Feet everywhere, not knowing, 1-2 back step. And at the end of it, they were like, wow, you really caught on, like you're such a quick learner. And in my mind, I'm like, what? That was awful. But then I was like, oh yes, I'm black. Who knows what you guys saw? Like I was probably leading the fucking parade. At one point, I actually did lead the circle though. I did. Next one. swag. I think this is one that is like taken for granted and we really do look over as far as like a Black privilege thing. The hair, the clothes, I don't know. But there's like a natural swag to Black people. And that is helpful because you immediately turn heads. Like just being Black in general, you guys know. You walk in somewhere and people notice. And whether that's because they feel uncomfortable or is it because like you look super cool to them, I don't really know. But in this day and age, when the whole like gimmick or the whole goal, especially social media, is to be noticed, being Black, you're noticed all the time. So you're gonna have to ask yourself, okay, since I'm noticed all the time, like what am I gonna do with their attention? So you already get the attention. You might as well make it work in your favor. Moving on, we cannot be racist. It's so true though. So I remember specifically, there was this white girl who was going to go see, not Get Out, but the other one that came out. This Is Us, Get Us? Oh, Just Us, okay. She's going to see Us, and she was super excited, and she was like, you know, and he's like a Black cast, and when he was asked about that, you know, he said, I'm just tired of seeing white people. And she was like, yes, I agree. And it's like, we can say things like that, and even white people are like, yeah, I know, tell me. And like, there's like, we're allowed to, the fact that I can say white people so flawlessly. Do you think that they say Black people flawlessly? Not in front of us, they don't. The fact that I can like naturally just express myself and be honest, and obviously I'm a big fan of it's not what you say, but how you say it. So I'm never rude, but I do like express myself like honestly. But white people, yeah, no. I wish to God someone would be like, I'm just so tired of rap music. I don't want to hear it anymore. Bitch, go deaf then. Close your fucking ears. The fact that we could just speak our mind and not be racist, that's a thing. It's a thing.
Hi. Can I be racist? Or can I also not be racist, my people?
Okay, that's a good question. It really depends where you come from. Because you're Mexican, if you're like a West Coast Mexican,
I can be racist.
You can.
But then you can be racist towards my people too then.
Facts. Ooh. But you want to know why I think it's like more hurtful and it's more of a conversation? It's because like there is a common denominator of like struggle, and it's almost like I don't care what anyone says, there is this like, why are we fighting? Like they don't like you, they don't like me. Like why are we fighting?
Okay.
And so I think in the West Coast that's a thing, but you're a New Yorker, and once that's said, no, there's no way in hell you can be racist.
Fair.
Yeah. Do you agree with that? In a sense?
In a sense. I think it gets a little deeper, but yes.
It always does. It always does.
For my liking, I like to go deeper always.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Now we are getting into the more deep stuff. So, Black privilege, another one, is not necessarily being like, I don't want to say targeted because that's not the right word because that's incorrect, but not being tested. If there is like racism, it's like a lot of very much under the table and behind your back. But for me as a Black female, I'm gonna say Black female specifically, I know a lot of my female friends, like they go through some stuff when it comes to men and like the Me Too movement. Like I know a lot of my non-Black friends like, and then I was like just in a club and then they groped me or they did this, or then he came up and was like, oh, what that mouth do or whatever, like just some crazy shit. Honestly, like I've never experienced this. And I think it does unfortunately come from the stereotype of like Black women are like crazy or loud or whatever. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna take it. Like when it comes to that, I'm like, I will take that stereotype, because what I don't need is you putting your hands on me or saying some disrespectful ass shit, because you're right, I will get crazy. And I just love that other people know that. So that like form of getting tested does not happen. That we don't really play that shit, and other people know that. Here's a big one. Resilience. Okay, here's like where my little like the little black power comes out. Okay, so the resilience of being ethnic. Oh my gosh. Like, we obviously know the history. We know where our great grandmother comes from.
Where Jesus comes from.
So you stop. But we know the history. We know where our ancestors come from. And we are people that have to be okay. We have to be okay with nothing. Because we come from nothing. I have a bunch of black people like, we come from Africa, we're kings and queens. Like, relax. That's not what I'm talking about. In America, we come from nothing. And so the fact to be able to like smile, sing, dance, bomb-ass food, like that is something that I will never let anybody take away from me, from us, from my people. White people, they can't do that. Like, so if a white person is having like a bad day or week or like they lose their job or whatever, in all honesty, it's like America is set up for you to succeed. So what are you doing? And that's a heavy weight on someone's shoulders. That's like, that does not feel good to be like, I'm technically at the top. Like, this business was given to me from my dad. This was passed down to me. Why am I failing? Hence why white males are leading in suicide. I'm sorry, what? So that resilience is something that I hold on to very dearly. Like, I got this, and I will always be happy no matter what. Because
God got us.
Because God got us. We got faith. And last but not least, oh my gosh, this is a big one. Obviously, I left this for last, so this is like my favorite. The community. Like, black people stick together, and I love it. Babe, you laugh at me because we'll go into an establishment, and he'll be like, oh, like there's like a black girl with all these like whoever, and I'm like, there's a black girl to my left, there's a black couple behind me. From these chicken wings, I'm assuming the chef is black. It's like, without even looking around, I can walk in somewhere and spot all the black people because they're my community, because that's like, those are my people. And I love the community that black people have. And actually, it was another model, it was actually an Asian model, and you know, she brought it up. She was like, I love that like all the black models go and like talk to each other, and they see each other, and that's who they talk to, whether you know each other or not. She was like, Asians don't do that, which is weird because like Asians are like kind of keep it in the community, but they still have that eye of the tiger thing, which is like watch out for each other. And then white people for damn sure don't do that.
I will interfere because I think that's what the whole affirmative action was. Is that you could be buddy with another white person and be like, I'm taking Charles over this other person.
No, I agree. In the corporate setting, they absolutely do, but in every setting, black people do. And I know that like specifically white women are very much like fighting each other and always like looking sideways and bickering. It's a lot. And just like from one black person to another, no matter where we are, it's just like you can always talk to me. And even like another like a black person in power, in a position of power, we will bring up other black people. That's what we do. As far as community goes, I do want to give a tip, especially to those like in the entertainment industry. One of the things that I think is beautiful about the black community is that there are like our people doing a lot of work, whether you see it now or not, whether it's like on TV or it's made it big. There are a lot of people in the black community doing work. And if you get in with your people, that's like the best thing for you to do. Something I'm realizing, for a long time, you immediately want to get into like the big leagues. The big leagues are still ran by white people, in all honesty. But they're less likely to give, as a black person, like more of the time of day or whatever. Versus if I go over here to my community, who might be having the same issues as getting into like the big leagues. So you might as well get in with your community, build your resume, make those mistakes, learn those lessons, have them coach you, you know, build those habits, and then you are truly ready. And obviously when you work, someone's gonna make it. It's gonna happen for somebody. And like I said before, as a community, we are known for bringing up other Black people. Any Black person in the entertainment, you will realize that they were doing like their community in like Black movies, talk shows, radio shows, whatever, way before you saw them in the spotlight. So again, link with your community. Enjoy that Black privilege, because it's there. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you one is better than the other. No, honestly, that's not what this is about. But what it is about is like you have to work with what you have right now. So I just wanted to give these, you know, few little things and like plant those seeds in your mind. And I want you to water them and let them grow. So when you like walk out, I want that confidence to be there. I want you to know what it is that you have, what you're bringing to the table, what you're working with. And I want you to make it happen. That's it. That's it. Okay, once again, thank you so much. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys.